Hello and good afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government task residents on clean drainage channels ahead rainy season. Yoruba World Congress calls for recruitment of competent personnel just as Lagos Assembly holds public hearing on Amotekun bill. On the foreign scene, Iran denies cover-up as coronavirus death toll rises to 12. And in sports, Nigeria Basketball Federation president expresses optimism ahead Tokyo Olympic Games. And now the details. I am Mike James. The Lagos State government has called on the general public to keep drainage channels in their environment safe and clean in order to avoid flooding and natural disaster as the rainy season approaches. Permanent Secretary, Office of Drainage Services and Water Resources, Olamileko Shurende, who stated this on our morning program Your Side Mirror, said the pollution of water resources without being mindful of the negative impact could be dangerous to health and cause epidemic. He said several channels with direct relations with ongoing projects in the state have been evacuated from still water and refuse, and about 20 emergency teams are stationed in various localities to avoid flooding during the rainy season. The Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Enforcement Unit Task Force has debunked an online report alleging that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has directed the agency to return all seized vehicles in its custody to their owners. In a statement, its chairman, Olayinka Egbemi, refuted the claim, stating that the decision was a follow-up to a memo he sent to the governor seeking for his approval to auction all seized vehicles in order to create space for new ones. Egbemi maintained that he was not aware of the purported memo, neither did he receive any directive to release impounded vehicles from the governor. Nigerian Airspace Management Agency (NAMA) has commissioned its newly installed Category 3 instrument landing system at runway 18 right of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. It also commissioned runway 22 at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. In a statement by NAMA Managing Director Fola Akinkotu, a notice to airmen has been disseminated accordingly, while calibration of navigational aids in other locations across the country is in progress to ensure all navigational aids in Nigeria that are due for calibration are covered. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) has warned Nigerians to be cautious when taking a cup of tea popularly known as Meishai from vendors. Director General NAFDAC Mojisola Adeyeye, who gave the warning in an interview, said this became necessary following information received by the agency that the vendors now mix intoxicating drugs in the tea prepared for customers. She mentioned intoxicating drugs such as tramadol, marijuana, and others, adding that people could lose their lives after taking tea mixed with such drugs. Adeyeye said that the agency will collaborate with the National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development (NIPRD) to check for quality medicine in orthodox and herbal. The Lagos State Deputy Obafemi Hamzat has called on parents to wage war against the menace of drugs and substance abuse in the country in order to guarantee the future of their children. He stated this while commissioning the Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria Form 1 Counseling Center at Makoko, Ibutemeta. Hamzat noted that every society is determined by the micro-family, but it is evident that the family unit has broken down, judging by the activities of the youths in the country, especially on drug abuse and other social vices. While warning students to desist from engaging in vices such as intake of hard drugs and armed robbery, Hamzat emphasized that the habit usually taints the reasoning of individuals and deters them from realizing their potentials in life. And now to the rest of the stories. The Yoruba World Congress YWC has urged the 6 southwest states to recruit only competent personnel in each local government into Amotekun to defend and protect their territories. In a statement signed by the convener of the group, Banji Akintoye, he said it was imperative since the Amotekun teams will be defending their localities. He also urged the recruiters not to forget some of the local hunters whose expertise will be required to defend and protect their local government areas. The YWC commended the state governors of the 6 southwest states for creating the defensive structure and believes that the recruitment to Amotekun will be competently, patriotically and wisely carried out. And stakeholders in the security sector have called on members of the Lagos State House of Assembly to ensure credible individuals are recruited into the Amotekun Corps. They made the call today at a public hearing on a bill for a law to amend the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency, Law 2019, to establish Lagos Amotekun Corps. The stakeholders, which spans through religious bodies, security apparatus, political associations, amongst others, urged the authorities to define the roles of the Corps. Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, says Amotekun has come to stay in the state. He noted that the Constitution is clear about security and citizens must be well protected.
And in the wisdom of our governors, they all came together and agreed that there must be an aspect to combat this crime of different types. And that was what brought about Amotekun, which has generated a lot of arguments, both in support and against. But as mentioned by the chairman of this committee, the Constitution is so clear about issue of security that the life and property must be protected by any form of government. Our challenges here in Lagos is quite different from other states in this part of the country. And in that wisdom, we are going to look at this bill and make sure we do justice. The most important thing is that Amotekun has come to stay and we must give it necessary recognition.
Majority Leader of the House, Sanai Agumbiade, in the overview of the bill, said the purpose of amendment of the bill is to energize what is already on ground in Lagos.
The purpose of the amendment is to energize what we already have in Lagos, make it more functional, make it more dynamic, make it more responsive, make it more impactful, and discharging the responsibility of safety of the people of Lagos State. In Section 1, the first amendment is to do with Section 1 of the Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency law, and that is the interpretation section. Because a new concept has been introduced, some things have to change in the interpretation section.
And that was Majority Leader of the House, Sanai Agumbiade. Still on Amotekun, Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC in Lagos, Tunde Balogun, has described Amotekun as a good concept, which is a welcome idea. Another APC chieftain, Cardinal Omolaja Odumbaku, in his contribution urged the lawmakers to fast-track the process of amending the bill. The Are Ono Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Gani Adams, thanked the Lagos State government for associating with Amotekun. Adams noted that security is important, stressing that Amotekun is different from state police. Others in their contributions called on the lawmakers not only to ensure recruitment of the core members is on merits, but also include local vigilantes within each community. Our correspondent, Abiola Fagbolagun, reports that the event was well attended by party chieftains, religious organizations, royal fathers, pressure groups, amongst others. And the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says it has worked out modalities in response to the Lassa fever outbreaks across the country to strengthen rapid containment of the disease. Its Director General, Chikwe Ihekweazu, said the center will deploy risk communication activities on radio, television, print, social media, including community engagement. It reassured Nigerians that the Federal Ministry of Health, through the NCDC, is committed to protecting the health of the people from threats of infectious diseases. He also urged the public to share information only from verifiable sources to avoid the spread of rumor, panic and fear. And now to foreign news.
News on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Iran's deputy health minister has denied a claim of a cover-up over the new coronavirus disease as the number of confirmed deaths there rose to 12. A parliamentarian for Qom, the city at the center of Iran's COVID-19 outbreak, accused the authorities of lying about the full extent of the problem. Hamad Amirabadi Farahani said there had been 50 deaths in Qom alone, which was rejected by the minister, who vowed to resign if it could be proven that even half that number has died. At least 61 cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Iran since last Wednesday. And now sports. President, Nigeria Basketball Federation (NBBF) Musa Kida has expressed optimism that the senior men and women basketball teams can end up on the medals table at this year's Tokyo Olympic Games. Kida said they are going to the Olympics is not just to add to the numbers of participating teams, but to shock the world and be amongst the best. He said the Federation, with the help of the Federal Ministry of Sports, will leave no stone unturned to prepare the team well for the Olympics. And that was the news at 4, but just before we go, always watch out for road signs and adhere strictly to them. You can listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on our website at www.trafficradio961.ng and follow us on our various social media platforms: Twitter at Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram Lagos Traffic, and Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has called on the general public to keep drainage channels in their environment safe and clean in order to avoid flooding and natural disaster as the rainy season approaches. The Yoruba World Congress, YWC, has urged the 6 Southwest states to recruit only competent personnel in each local government into Amotekun, just as the Lagos State House of Assembly held a one-day stakeholders forum on a bill to amend the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency (LNSC) law to accommodate Amotekun. And we also told you that Iran's deputy health minister has denied a claim of a cover-up over the new coronavirus disease, as the number of confirmed deaths there rose to 12. In sports, President, Nigeria Basketball Federation (NBBF) Musa Kida has expressed optimism that the senior men and women basketball teams can end up on the medals table at this year's Tokyo Olympic Games. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to newsroom@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast, compiled by Adiola Kindili. Thank you for listening. I am Mike James. Good evening.